Hi guys, I'm Country Gal Bubba here on Crooked Sea Acres. That's the ranch name for the piece of dirt behind me. And on this episode of Modern Day Homesteading in Arizona, I'm going to give you a tour of our raw piece of land before we do all the building and talk a little bit about why we chose to buy this property. Okay, so before I get to showing you all the dirt and the roads and all that fun stuff, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information. We are in Apache County in northeastern Arizona. The closest towns are Concho, Snowflake, and Show Low. We are far from any of them, so it's not one of those things that we can just go, get a gallon of milk when we need it. We got a far drive, but we did that on purpose. They're saying that there's about 50,000 people that have moved to the White Mountain area in the past year or two, and there's been a lot of growth, and quite honestly, we just want some peace and quiet. So we bought this piece of land. It actually is in a property owners association, but as much as I've never been fond of associations like that because I believe it infringes on my rights as a freedom-loving American, there's not a lot of strict rules, and the rules that they have are kind of things that we wanted anyways. We can't subdivide the acreage any smaller than the several acres that small pieces like ours is. Some people have, 40 acres or more. And also we're not allowed to have a ton of junk. Just different things like that. But they're not going to tell us that we can't fly the American flag. You know what I'm saying? So that's the good thing, and that's one of the reasons why we chose to be here. Okay, so here I am on the edge of the property, and you'll see that we have a very nice, well-maintained county road. That was a big factor in deciding where we're going to buy property. I cannot tell you how many places we went to that, those realtors, they do a good job of making that land look pretty. You get out there and you need four-wheel drive, or the road doesn't hardly have any gravel, and you're like, man, this is going to be a muddy mess come the monsoon season or when the snow melts, things like that. So gosh, for any of you that have purchased land out here sight unseen, I really hope you have good roads. So another thing to consider that we were considering, we really did want to be in the Pines. However, being in the Pines is really expensive. You're talking like $40,000 an acre. And yes, the price of land went through the roof by the time we were able to buy property, because we had sold that house we built in town. We had a house fire, had to tear down the old house, built a new house, and sold it because the market was right. And we're like, this is our chance to go build our house out of town. And then the price of land went through the roof, and oh my gosh, it was just crazy. Terrible timing. Anyways, so we did settle for this area out here, far out in Apache County. And as you can see, it is what being born and raised in Arizona, I call this shaggy bark juniper. Some people call it Utah juniper. So I did start off by the road, but here I am in the back part of the property. This is one of the big reasons we chose this property, is this incredible view. And yes, we are building the house towards the back of the property, not just because we don't want to be right next to the dirt road because of the dust and stuff, but we wanted this awesome view. So our property is about 7 acres, which is plenty of room to roam, plenty of room for us to build and do what we want to do. Right here, I am at the building site. I will be doing another video talking specifically about that. You can see that we already have the septic tank installed. That will be another separate video. I want to give a shout out to the pros that took care of that for us. So basically, the reason why we had to put the house here is because of all the rocks. Now you're looking around and thinking, yeah, okay, there's not a whole bunch of rocks. Okay, this area is old volcano country. So there's a lot of rocks underneath, really, really big, giant rocks. And we actually wanted the house more over here, just so it's a little bit more centered in the back of the property. But when the guys started digging, they were having such a hard time with all the rocks. They said, well, it was the septic tank guys is what it was. And they said, if you think you want your septic tank here, we might have to bring out that tractor with the drill hammer, and that's gonna cost you $1,000 a day. And we're like, no, it's okay. We'll move the house. So unfortunately, we didn't get to have the house where we want it, but it's okay. And yeah, we do have some big rocks. However, it's not all over the place. So it won't be a big deal for us to do sheds, chicken coops, do the garden, that sort of thing. We will be fine as far as what's on top. Okay, so there's orange flags again. There's a septic tank. That's where the house is going to be. And then we will probably be building a bunkhouse of sorts here close to the house to act as kind of a guest house. And over here, what I think I'd like to do is, the yard will be over the septic tank, right? And somewhere over here where we have some of the decent sized junipers, that's where I want to put the mini barn for the chickens and the rabbits and soon to be dairy goats. I need to have that close to the house. I want to make sure the dogs can go around it to protect them from the coyotes that are out here. We oftentimes hear coyotes when we're out here. We see the tracks going through the property, even though it's fenced off, like they don't care about fences. And deer tracks, rabbit tracks, all that fun stuff. So we're gonna walk over here. Just kind of let you guys view the property. It's not as flat as it may seem initially. We got some little hills, a little bit of a slope. And so a little ways away from the house, a little bit more centered in the property, we are going to build a passive solar greenhouse. And I'm so excited about that. That will also be a separate video that we'll do on that. But here in Apache County, we can build structures that are not being lived in without a permit. We can do 10 by 20 without needing a permit. So don't mind the old boards that were left here by the previous owners. So we already got started with digging some holes, and you can see there's a little bit of rocks on the surface so far. I think there's that one big rock there that got pulled up when the guys were digging out for this. So this will be a 10 by 20 passive solar greenhouse we're going to build here. And then that'll be to start. We'll probably do 1 or 2 more, depending on how we like it. We've never done a greenhouse before, so that'll be exciting. I've done a lot of gardening over the years. I can my own food. I just enjoy doing things from scratch. Eventually, once we get things going out here, I do plan on taking stuff to the farmer's market. So that's one of the big reasons we have the Crooked Sea Acres logo that my sister helped me create. That's going to be a big deal for our labeling. So this is going to be the garden area over here, and you can tell, man, I have a lot of work cut out for myself. So the juniper trees, it's in the cedar family. You can cut them off at the base. They don't grow back like other trees. You know, you cut down a tree in your yard and you get all these little suckers that come up, and you might have to put something like Tordon on there to kill them off. Cedar trees, you don't have to do that. So we will be clearing out some of these because the cedar family of trees are also water sucking thieves. So we don't want these all over the garden. So as fun as it would be to do more of a natural garden and just plant my stuff in and around these trees, it's really not a good idea. Yeah, we got some serious lava rocks going on over here. So there's going to be some raised beds. We'll see how superficial some of these rocks are. Maybe we'll get lucky. Who knows? That'll be obviously in videos to come. So, but yeah, here I am still on the property. Plenty of space. You can see over there, we got that. There's a T-post over there, so you can see that's a little border there. We got the driveway coming in. So those are our plans so far. Oh, and I don't want to forget to say that there's no water service out here. So we will have to drill a well. Because of the cost of everything, we've already decided we're going to haul water. So we are going to have a couple of really large storage tanks set up near the house for that purpose. And we need to see how things go with the rest of building to see what we can afford as far as drilling a well. It might be one of those things that we have to wait to do that. And hauling water is really not that big of a deal in this area. There's a lot of people that do it. There are a lot of properties that the well is simply too deep, or it's just not feasible to drill because of all the rocks and stuff. And so hauling water is a way of life for so many people out here. So that's not going to be a big deal. There's lots of resources for us to be able to do that. But we will eventually drill a well. Also, I'm going to do another video on what we're doing for electricity. Well, guys, that's it for the tour of the property. If it wasn't too exciting for you, I'm sorry. Anyway, I can't wait to share with you guys everything else that we're doing. There's so much more that's going to happen. And I will see you next time on Modern Day Homesteading in Arizona. Bye.